This episode of Walt Disney World Today is being sponsored by Mouse Fan Travel, the official travel agency of WDW Today. And when you're planning your next trip to Walt Disney World, why not make it easier on you by having Mouse Fan Travel plan your trip for you? They can do all the hard work for you, making your trip that much easier. Give them a try. Go to www.mousefantravel.com.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Monday, July 2nd, 2008, and this is episode 430 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hodgeberg from StudioCentral.com. On the show today is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mike.
Hi, Matt. How's it going?
Outstanding. Also joining us is Len Testa, co-author of the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World. Hi, Len.
Hey, Matt. How's it going?
Meh. How'd you go from outstanding to eh?
Man, a lot can happen in 10 seconds.
You're not
I tell
kidding.
you.
Wow.
And through the magic of post-production, it can be a very quick amount of time. Also on the show today is Mike Scopa of allears.net. Welcome, Mike.
Hey, Matt, let's review our diving rules one more time.
Horizons.
That is correct.
Wow.
Yeah. No hesitation. I mean,
Very good.
that's why I use the A list when you're on the airline.
Wow.
You know, baby, you have to bring your A game when I'm on. Yeah.
Is that the scene with the sea lion?
It's with the sea lion and the little
okay.
thing that looks like a smart car, but a diving smart car.
Diving.
I really hate using the Horizon lines because it makes me wish that attraction was still around.
Here.
Spaceship Earth is turning into it. If we give it a couple more years, a couple more refurbishments.
Horizons, I know.
It's Horizons, exactly.
And also joining us is Annette Owens of MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Timely as usual, Annette.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, thanks.
Just in the nick of time. And it's Wednesday. That means we're answering your listener questions. And we're going to start out with a question from Tiki Kate, who writes, "Hello, all. I love the show about eating around the world. Epcot is my favorite park in Walt Disney World. Even though I'm on the West Coast and I rarely go to Florida, I still like to dream about it. I just wanted to send a little FYIL. Yes, that's for your information, Len. The treat you downed in Norway, you said, was lefse. That's pronounced lefsa, not lefse, as you said on the show. I know, semantics. But having some Norwegian in my background, we have lefsa every Christmas. Sad that they serve at the World isn't that great because lefsa is really wonderful. Warm and buttery and yummy. Lefsa. Go find some Norwegian person and have them make it for you homemade. You won't regret it.
Go find
Lefsa.
Len, and you being a member of that
who?
church.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm a member of the Society for the Preservation of Ancient Norwegian Monuments, and I am.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he said that when we were there. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I really am. And you know why? Because I'm a huge fan of Norwegian monuments.
Obviously.
So my bad on the pronunciation. You would be surprised though. So many people want us. I've gotten so much email from listeners who want us to repeat that show or do something similar that we would all develop eating disorders if we did that.
Pounds.
I thought you already
Or at
have.
least you would figure out how to do it, Lynn.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
This is the man who attempted bulimia on the on that show.
But now you know that if we did something like that again, Len would need an escort every time you went to the men's room.
That's right. No one would trust him.
That's right.
Next email is from Kevin, a.k.a. Mr. Figment on StudioCentral.com. Hoorah! Writes, "Hey, Walt Disney World Today, gang. On our last trip in May 2008, we took Scopa's tip and had lunch at Trail's End. How about some help for our upcoming trip in December, though? We'll be living large at Newell's Landing the first couple of days and need a place to dine in the downtown Disney area. We're thinking about the Portobello Yacht Club or Fulton's Crab House. Any thoughts? Thanks for your help, and remember, the next time you're feeling blue because Disney raised the height requirement on your favorite ride, just say to yourself, I like turtles."
I like turtles.
I believe that the Portobello Yacht Club is going through a change.
Yeah, both of those are going to be closed because they're both going through changes on September 27th, I believe.
Right. But T-Rex will be open by then, wouldn't it?
Don't waste your time.
Nah.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah, no.
Guess not. Oh, well.
Right.
Scratch that off on my next trip.
Somewhere to dine in the downtown Disney area. You know what, Kevin? I'm going to give you a better tip than that. I'm going to tell you to take a short walk or a nice little boat ride over to Saratoga Springs and eat your meal at the Turf Club. Guarantee you'll be able to get a reservation for it because it's very unknown and it's excellent. I brought Mr. Newell over there a couple weeks ago now. Mike, and you enjoyed it, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a nice steak. It was really good. I was quite impressed. Like you said, it's out of the way. It wasn't crowded at all.
Yeah,
Real nice place. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite restaurants, so definitely go check it out.
This was over at the
Saratoga Springs.
Saratoga Springs. Really, because the review that the Orlando Sentinel food critic gave that place was not good at all. But you guys thought it was.
What do they know?
Yeah, I know. What does he know? What did you guys have?
I had tried something different. I usually have the prime rib, which is excellent.
Right, he was
and this
pushing
time
it.
I had a fish. I think it was a tuna. Myself and one of our listeners, Janine, also had the same thing. And Newell, you had the New York strip stick.
Yes, I did.
And,
Very good. It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And what was the drink we had there, Matt? I recommend was the lemonade.
Oh, you had the blackberry lemonade.
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh, it's very good.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one.
Yes.
There's another restaurant that I think it's becoming like it's a secret. It's been like a best kept secret, but I think it should be visited by a lot of people, and that is Mediterranean Fresh. And I believe that I brought Mr. Newell to that restaurant
Yes, you
in January.
Newell, you eat around, don't you?
I certainly do.
Now,
Well,
Yeah,
the only
lunch-
problem with that, Mike, is it's not near in the downtown Disney area, is it?
Right. He's right. No, it's in the Swan.
That would be
Depends.
by Epcot.
Yeah.
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 That's the only. Yeah. But it's a good suggestion, Mike. Certainly, maybe he wants to take a trip or change his plans because of the changes happening at downtown Disney.
Great for sending chocolate desserts to friends. And,
Pictures.
Yeah, through pictures. That's just cruel. Cruel.
Next email is from Michael Remy, who writes, "Hey guys, I just heard a question show on episode 418 in regard to free dining and annual pass holders. I booked for free dining in September and was told that since this free dining, you would still have to purchase a one-day pass, which I did. Please let me know if I'm purchasing tickets all for naught and how to get around it. I've tried using the annual pass dining code from All Ears, but it did not apply. Annette, if I'm not mistaken, you cannot get the free dining with an annual pass holder, right? You have to get a ticket."
You can't get the free dining with a pass holder rate,
Right.
but you
Yep.
still can add the dining on to a pass holder discounted room. And we have found there are a couple situations where it's cheaper to pay for your dining and get a cheaper room than to get the package and get that one-day ticket.
That's interesting.
Very interesting. And of course, for Michael, if you got to bite the bullet and get the ticket, I mean, look at the money. But if you end up going that route, don't forget you can take that ticket, save it for when your annual pass needs to be renewed, and you can just apply it towards that. So down the line, it'll be a wash. Next email is from Lisa Bedford in Arizona, who writes, "Hello, everybody. We're not DVC owners, but do own a couple of timeshares that we trade via Interval International. In the past, I've seen the various DVC resorts on the Interval website available for exchange, but they were rare and only popped up every once in a while like a jewel from the Cave of Wonders. Last fall, we snagged a week at Beach Club Villas and felt really privileged indeed. However, over the past week or so, I've noticed many, many weeks available at pretty much every DVC resort from the Boardwalk Villas to Wilderness Lodge. The available weeks range from May into October, and with a lot of weeks in August. I snagged a week for my family at the Wilderness Lodge, and the gal at Interval International said that the business had really slowed down with the economy. Apparently, that is also affecting DVC owners who are opting to give up their weeks to the timeshare exchange company. For Disney freaks like us, though, this is an ideal time to travel because the cost for a full week in a studio at a DVC resort is only $139. With all the availabilities right now, there is a nice selection of resorts.
Well, what's this website?
Interval International.
$139 for the whole week.
Yeah, I think maybe
You have to be a member of that through buying another timeshare
Yeah.
and the necessary exchange program.
Yeah, once you make the exchange with Interval International and pay the $139 exchange fee, you pay an additional $95 directly to Disney, and this gives you a temporary membership with DVC. This includes Magical Express, buying into the dining plan, and all other DVC services. Last fall, we enjoyed a deluxe Disney World vacation and indulged in all kinds of specific events because our lodging was such a bargain. So, there you go.
Good deal.
Thank you for the tip, Lisa. Next email is from Sandra, who writes, "Hi guys. The Canadian Pavilion Hotel is based on the Chateau Laurier in Ottawa, Canada. This is a historic hotel, but is also a Fairmont, so it does make sense that the others would confuse it with the Chateau Fronton and the Empress. However, it is based on the Chateau Laurier. If you are ever in Ottawa, you will never have any doubt about it." We had
Awesome. Thank you.
nothing says French culture like Fred Hazelton, and we had him double check that, and he was that information is indeed correct. Next email is from Jenny from Pennsylvania, Writes Mongello, I'll be venturing into the world for July for my honeymoon. Instead of asking for lame items like toasters and waffle irons for wedding gifts, I was thinking about requesting some Disney Store gift cards. I keep reading that you are able to use these in Disney World, but only at, quote, only at participating locations, end quote. Do any of you have any idea what these so-called locations might be? Have any of you actually used the gift cards, and are they a good idea? And just to let you know, I took Matt's advice to stay in French Quarter, so if I regret the decision, I will know who to blame.
I have actually used a gift card at Mouse Gear in Epcot, and it worked absolutely fine. No problems there at all. I suspect that the question though was really about whether you can use the gift cards at like the smaller food stands.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And then have you run into? I know that you guys sometimes give away Disney gift cards to clients for various reasons. Mike
For various reasons.
Yeah, as rewards. During certain promotions. There hasn't been any issue with that on property, has there? That you've run into?
There hasn't. Normally, if they can swipe your room key, they can swipe the gift card. But a lot of people will take those gift cards up, use the room key, charge things back to the room, and then take the gift card up to guest services at their hotel and have that just applied to their room.
I got you.
That's an idea too, yeah.
So then you already have it. It's like buying on credit with your room key, I guess.
Nice. Next email's from Gary Hasty, who writes, have had annual passes in the past and used the room discounts to our advantage. We're planning a trip this Thanksgiving week and debated on getting an annual pass again. We could not find anywhere if the week of Thanksgiving was typically a blackout date for annual pass room discounts. Any idea? We typically stay in moderates or moderate plus, like Wilderness Lodge, and go at least twice a year, so we thought we'd break even fairly quickly if the room was discounted. Annette, are there any options for annual pass discounts during Thanksgiving week, or is that generally not available?
Matt just likes putting me on the spot.
So yes, there are typically discounts available during Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
The average between the typical savings is around $20, $13 to $20 per value off of rack rate, and almost exactly $42 for moderates. Deluxes I don't see as having discounts. Hold on. No, that's not true. You do get discounts. You get standard view rooms at like the usual places, the Yacht Club, the Beach Club, Old Key West, Saratoga Springs, the villas and stuff like that. That's where you get the discounts.
Very good. So go for it, Gary. That was last year. I mean, obviously things can change, but I think with the economy,
not at a. Well, yeah, some of the moderates. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're going to get anything at French Quarter.
Well,
okay.
I still think you should go for it. Wouldn't you say, Len? Get the annual pass still.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at how many days that you're going to use the annual pass anyway, plus it's essentially a park hopping option along with your ticket, right?
Right.
The risk is relatively low.
Next email is from David Gornto of Knoxville, Tennessee. He writes, Matt, Mike, Len, and guest. Hello, guest.
I guess.
I love your show. It has supplied invaluable advice such as ADRs. We could not get into Le Cellier last year, but I have our reservation secured already. We will be coming down in the end of July for a week and staying at the Polynesian. My wife and I are originally from Florida and big Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans. I have seen something that the Bucs will play at spring, will again be training at the Wide World of Sports, but I'm not sure where. Could you shed some light onto the training camp as to where? We figured we could do this in the morning and spend the afternoon at the studios. They are indeed spending. They're doing their training camp again in the Wide World of Sports. They've been doing it for a couple of years now. Yeah, they have a specific field over there. Certainly, you can call the Wide World of Sports to get tickets for the games that they offer over there, because there are some. I guess they're called scrimmages, practice games, exhibitions.
Yeah, what I would say, just check the Buccaneers.com, which is the website of the Tampa Bay Bucs. They would have the information on all of that.
Incidentally, while we're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and spending their time at Disney World for their training camp, did you guys know that during training camp, the entire team rents out the entire Celebration Hotel in Celebration?
No, really?
The whole hotel closes down for like 2 months because they take it over.
Really?
Yep.
That's a sweet deal.
Wow. I mean, that's you mentioned that they already know that 2 months out of the year all of their stuff is going to be completely booked. Yeah.
Okay. Next email is from Susan from New Jersey. Writes, "Hi guys, love you all, love the show. My family, myself, my husband, my 3 kids, ages 11, 8, and 6, are planning a trip to Disney World during the second week of December, and we're looking for some dining recommendations. Yes, I know that our trip is planned for the same week as Mouse Fest, but please don't tell my husband. He thinks we're going for the gingerbread. Anyway." Nice.
Oh, sorry. It's the Tampa Bay Buck thing is that has sports fields behind the milk house on the Wide World of Sports property.
Thank you.
Thanks. No problem.
Anyway, I was wondering if you could give us some suggestions for restaurants that have the best holiday theming and decorations. We're from New Jersey, so the gaudier the better. All right, gaudy decorations for, I think Mom Melrose, it's gaudy year-round in terms of their interior decorations with their lights and everything. But they don't have specific holiday decorations. Can you guys think of any of the restaurants that really go to town for the holidays?
Liberty Tree Tavern?
Oh, that's a good one.
Spurring Canyon, maybe?
What do they do? What do they do for?
They have,
Oh, you mean because they're right by the lobby?
Yeah.
So it would be the lobby decorations.
Yeah.
Can't miss it.
That's the other advantage of Mount Melrose. You'll be right next to the Osborne lights.
I would say Boma for the same reason. Then
There you go.
those would be the big ones. That you could conceivably do something at Grand Floridian, but I don't know that you could see any of the Christmas
I'm not thinking those would be gaudy lights, though, at the Grand Floridian.
Yeah, right, true. Good point.
They'd be pretty.
Next email is from Shelby, who writes, "I'm a recent listener to the podcast. A few weeks ago, I found your podcast on iTunes, and I listened to you guys on the bus on my way home from school and while I'm going to sleep. So I'm trying to convince my mom to go to Walt Disney World for my 16th birthday. I live in Central California, so when we go to Disneyland a lot, we've never really made it out to Walt Disney World, unfortunately. My question is, how do we go to Walt Disney World for at least 7 or 8 days? I want to see everything without spending a lot of money. Like the cheap hotels, but good quality. And do you know any cheap airlines? My birthday is on August 19th, so I would love if you could respond sooner than we just did. Thanks a lot, and keep up the good work." I think if you're looking to save the most amount of money, you have to stay off-site. You don't have to, I shouldn't say that. You should consider staying off-site. Look at some hotels. I think, Len, you and I would agree that one of the best values out there for a cheap time, really, is the Orlando Vista Hotel.
Yeah, I think it's a good value, definitely.
Absolutely.
We've got to find more hotels like that because that's one of the things that you like to tell people about. A good hotel, reasonably priced, very close to Disney World.
Yeah, I mean, the size of the room is very nice. I think it'll be good for a family to share in there because there is so much space, and it's they usually have very competitive rates. Great hotel in terms of cleanliness and everything like that. It might be an option for you over there. You can also try Priceline again if you're looking at offsite hotels. I know, Newell, you got the Hilton for $60 a night at Downtown Disney?
Yeah, $62.
Yeah, see, there are deals to be had. In terms of airlines, I mean, we just did an episode a couple weeks ago. I'll put that in the show notes in terms of trying to find cheap airfare. But really, when, there's not much options these days in terms of cheap airfare simply because of the nature of the economy. Next email is from Kenneth Fischler from Richlands, North Carolina. Writes, "Matt, Mike, and Len, I really enjoy your show and have a comment, vice question about accommodations. We are a family of 5 and such do not fit into most of the value or moderate resorts of the world. We have been making annual trips for about 8 nights, 7 days for many years now and enjoy staying off-site in the Main Gate West area. This area is located off Highway 192, Earl of Bronson, and has easy access to the Sherbeth Road entrance. In fact, with a little planning and route reconnaissance, anyone can find side streets that avoid the majority of the traffic lights on 192 and gain quick access to the parks. We've stayed at the Comfort Suites the past few years and have been very happy with the value that you get. For less than the cost of Valley Resort, we can get a suite that sleeps 6 and a free continental breakfast that includes waffles and eggs. I know we do not have all the theming of the resorts, but we don't hang out at the hotel much anyway. Just the savings for breakfast alone is worth the cost of parking at the parks. We're also not eligible for Disney Dining Plan in a package, but we do buy our tickets through the Marine Corps Special Services anyway. Besides, we feel that the quality of the food and service at several of the restaurants has declined over the past few years, and they're no longer worth the cost. The character meals are especially not worth the value anymore. Please pass this on to anyone looking to save money or just looking to spend their money in the parks and not on a hotel. There are many good deals in the Black Lake Road area." Well, that was a good segue right from our previous question then.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was good.
Next email's from Roger Sauer of Salem, Oregon, who writes, "Hi, Walt Disney World Today team. I'm an avid Disney fan and regular listener to your podcast. Recently, my wife and I returned from Tokyo, where we visited a Disney resort there. As a result of our trip, we have now visited all of the parks in the world. As DVC members, we visit the world regularly and buy every new copy of the unofficial guide. My collection now forms the north wall of my garage."
which requires concrete reinforcement, I'm sure.
Does Len foresee a time when there might be an unofficial guide or comparison guide for all the Disney parks? Not thorough guides, but one showing where things are different and where they were the same, orientation, planning, details, and the like.
I don't know that's something that the unofficial guide would cover. It is a book that Disney's tried to write a couple of times with their books on architecture, for example, or they did one called, I think, A Day at Disney, where they looked at things that happen around the different parks. But in terms of direct comparisons, I don't think anyone's done those yet.
Interesting, though.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah. We'll start a website about it.
Exactly.
Next email is from Gary Brown of Birmingham, England. Right, hi, gentlemen. Like the show very much, and thanks for all the helpful information. Me and my family, my wife, 2 boys, ages 4 and 9, have just returned home from the world and having stopped at Scopa Towers for 17 nights. Jesus.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
my.
We are now looking at booking our next trip for March or April 2009. Although we very much like Pop Century, we would like to have a larger room next time. Yeah, I would say so, too. We are thinking about either Caribbean Beach or an all-star resort studio room. How do they compare on space? Which would be the cheapest? The Caribbean Beach looks as if it's a spread-out resort, meaning lots of walking to the food courts, etc. Your comments, please. Len, do you have handy the square footage of a family suite at All-Star versus what a regular room in Caribbean Beach goes?
It's going to be around 520 square feet for the suite versus 314 or so-ish. For the Caribbean Beach, right?
That's a big difference,
yeah, 2 bathrooms in the suite as well, which is a huge thing if you're traveling with,
Sounds like
kids.
you're looking towards the suite.
Yeah, I would think so. You'd have to look at the cost. I think we the cost is going to be about 40 or 50% higher for the suite than it is for the room at Caribbean Beach. As a ballpark average, but I think you definitely get more for the money there.
Annette, what do you think?
Oh, I'm right there with Len. There's something to be said for having 2 rooms with a family, especially staying that length of time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The key is the 2
I
boxes.
can't do a long weekend with my family all in one room, so I can't imagine.
We just did a 4 days at the beach with 7 people in a 1-room cabin, and I'm telling you, I was ready to be airlifted off the island after 3 days.
Who didn't come home?
we all came home, but I'm telling you, it was if I could have gotten if I could have if I could have got a cell phone signal to hold long enough to get directory assistance to get airlifted off there, I would have done it. It was brutal, and I'm an introvert. I need quiet time at the end of every day, to think and reflect and do some work. And oh my God.
Len, you would have welcomed the fate of those first settlers that tried to settle Roanoke Island. Just be wiped out and no one heard from them.
Watch it. Those are my buddies.
Scopa lost a lot of good people over there.
Except a lot of good men over there.
What happened, Scopa? Tell us. You were the only survivor. What happened?
Read the books. Read the history books.
Next email is from Monica in Oklahoma. He writes, hello, my dad ran across some information that pertains to episode 421. Listener asked about a possible new pool at Fort Wilderness. The August 2008 issue of Motorhome magazine has a small blurb on page 20 about upgrades to Fort Wilderness. It looks like many upgrades are in store to accommodate the ever-expanding mega motorhomes. The last line claims, quote, the resort's main pool will be enhanced with a themed water slide, hot tub, and children's wet play area, end quote. Thanks all for your hard work and humor. All of you do a great job.
Fabulous.
Very good. Next email is from Bob from Ottawa, who writes in actually to we had a question earlier in the show about correcting the faux pas that we did about what hotel is based on the pavilion over in Epcot in Canada. Bob, the same information. Bob writes, as always, great show, and I enjoyed the bloopers on episode 600.
Oh, great.
Ouch.
Hey, Newell, we got time for one more email, I think. You pick. So we got ticket upgrade, free dining plan, or off-site dining.
Offsite dining.
Yeah, offsite dining for $200, Alex.
Last email of the day is coming from Joe DeFazio of Tonawanda, New York, soon to be Houston, Texas. Great show on offsite dining. It's
They're changing New York to Texas?
I didn't know they were changing the name of the town. That's interesting.
Wow.
and the state of that.
In the state.
That Texas is getting really big, don't you think?
I think we need to stop its expansion.
It's east. That's going to be East Texas.
Yeah. Great show with the offsite dining. It's an overlooked topic on most Walt Disney World sites and guides, etc. With Disney pushing on-site dining so heavily, that is not surprising. However, there are some of us that like to mix up the two while visiting and who are, gasp, staying off-site. For pizza, I agree it's very hard to find good pizza in Orlando or outside of the Northeast. However, in our December stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, we found a place on the corner of Sherbeth Road and 192 called New York Pizza World. The pizza was actually pretty good, and the place was staffed and run by some genuine New York folks, or maybe Jersey, though they did not look Mangello-ish. We plan on going there again on our next trip. Also, a second opinion of Vallarta, but would add that it is not just good, but inexpensive with very good service. My soon-to-be wife and I had our first meal together right there last March. I would suggest another show on the topic, as there are many good places off-site that people miss while blinded by the glow of the Olive Garden signs.
Yeah, I can't. One of the things that I hate doing in Walt Disney World is eating at a chain restaurant, because it's all so uniform and consistent. Right. The only variation is that you ever get is typically bad.
Yep.
What was the pizza place that I mentioned that Flippers Pizza in the Crossroads Shopping Center? That was also not bad pizza, and it was very friendly service. Wasn't crowded at night. And I think I mentioned this on a previous show. That was pretty good pizza as well.
Yeah, the two best pizza I found at Flippers and NYPD Pizza, but I will have to check out this New York Pizza World. I'm going to cheat and throw in one quick email from Keith from Elgin, who writes, Giordano's is a Chicago-based pizza chain, so naturally they do good Chicago-style deep dish pizza. I don't care very much for their pizza. I prefer their other dishes, to be perfectly honest with you.
Their chicken parmesan is good.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for us today. And don't forget that this episode of Walt Disney World Today has been sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, the official travel agency of Walt Disney World Today. And when I think of travel agencies, I think of MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, because they do such a good job with planning the trips for you for your trips to Walt Disney World. In fact, I use them on my trips to Walt Disney World. I just send a call in and I say, I need my trip planned. I'm a fancy man. I don't have time to do this myself. And very quickly, one of the fine agents over there takes care of me and my many, many needs. It's a great service, so why not give them a try? Visit them at www.mousefantravel.com. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the Walt Disney World Today website at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, and Annette Owens, I am Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.